Hello everybody and welcome to BattleTech. Now BattleTech releases on the 24th of April, and in anticipation of that release, I wanted to upload straight, uncut, raw gameplay from the campaign, no spoilers, just so you can see what all the mechanics are like and how the campaign plays. I haven't seen too much about this campaign, me personally, and I actually think it's quite interesting and something I wanted to share before we get into the actual battles themselves. So, don't worry, like I said, there's no spoilers in this video. I've already kind of cleared the initial story area at the beginning. I'm about 2 hours in, so consider this an early impressions ahead of my review, which will come out sometime around release. So to kick things off, this is our ship, the Leopard. We're above the planet Bellerophon, and for those who don't know, we're in a mercenary group. BattleTech is about, you're in this mercenary group, you're a mech warrior in a band of mercenaries that go from planet to planet, helping out good people, maybe helping out bad people, and taking cash for the jobs you do. Depending on how well you do in those jobs, you'll get more cash. So we can see at the moment, up here in the top right of the screen, I've got 464,000 credits. And the interesting thing about this is I have a financial report every single month, and every month you gotta pay your mercenaries, and you can actually adjust how much you pay them and get different benefits and things for doing that. So you need to always stay afloat. That's your kind of XCOM 2 Advent kind of thing, right? If you run out of money, you lose the game. So you gotta keep doing missions, not take too much damage, because obviously taking damage in these missions means, or losing pilots or whatever, it means you're gonna be paying more to repair them, or paying more for new pilots, and you run out of money. So that's essentially how the campaign sort of operates. So let's begin by taking a contract and then going on a mission. So if we head to our command center and go contracts, we can see Darius there, and we've got 2 available for us at the moment. Now this is super early game, so we're not going to come across anything incredibly complex. I think this is your difficulty, so we're on a, in terms of challenge, they should be pretty easy at the moment. So we got either a terrorist convoy or middle management to do. Middle management is actually above the planet we're at now, but I want to do terrorist convoy because it's at Detroit, which is a planet 17 days away. Now the reason I want to do that is because our mechs have actually taken a lot of damage above the planet we were just on. So if we go to our mech bay and we go to our bays, we can see here's my mech, or one of the mechs. These are all these different ones. We've got 5 with us at the moment. And currently we took a bit of damage. My mech is called Blackjack, aka BJ, BJ1, and then we've got LCT1V. So I just did a mission with BJ1 and LCT, and they both took a lot of damage because I only went in with 2 mechs. You can go in with up to 4 at any one time, and we have 5 currently. So if we just really quickly touch on this stuff, if we want to repair our mech, we need to refit it. Its arm is being blown off during that fight. It's heavily damaged. I think we could still go into a fight with it if we want, but it's best to have it prepared before we do. So let's go refit. And here's the fitting screen. Now this can look really overbearing at first, and to be honest the game doesn't really do a good job of explaining it, but essentially these are all the parts of your mech. The left arm, the left torso, the head, the right torso, right arm, center, legs, and so on. So what we're going to do is just replace the arm. We're going to need to put a weapon on this arm. Currently we've got a medium laser here, a medium laser here, and then we've got a heat sink and some ammo and stuff like that. So our AC gun was blown off our arm. We've lost that AC gun now, and you can't get another one without going to the in-game store and buying it from like the trader network or whatever. So we're going to go with an AC2 on this arm. That one has an AC2 as well. We have some AC2 ammo here. We can discard this old ammo kit, this old ammo module, and now we're just maybe we'll put a little bit more AC2 ammo there. So that's what we're going to kind of go with for now. You've actually got a tonnage limit. How many tons are remaining on your mech? This mech is currently weighing 44 out of 45 tons. That means we could put something extra on it. So I guess without any real cost, we could put this on it. Actually, it would cost 10,000 more. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to go a little bit light on this guy for now. And just go, you know what? Yep, let's hit those repairs. We want it to be repaired. We can increase the armor, actually. So we'll go like this. Boom. Max up our armor just a little bit more. And then go confirm. This is the price of what everything's going to cost for all this refitting, and it's going to take 11 days for the Blackjack to be refitted and be ready to go again. So that guy's ready to go. For this one, there's nothing really I want to change with the Locust. It only took pretty light damage, so we can just repair it. It didn't lose any limbs or anything like that, so we can just click the repair button, and away we go. So those 2 things are now scheduled to be repaired, and now we can then take that contract and get moving. So if we go to contracts, head over to terrorist convoy, which I think would be a good one to do. We can then negotiate the price that we want to get from this. So essentially, at this point, you can say like, I want to get paid less, but I'll get more items out of the actual thing, or I want to be paid more, but I'll get less items. Because I'm really hurting for cash, Darius keeps reminding me that we're going broke. I'm going to go extra cash and barely any salvage, because we've got enough items, and as long as we don't lose anybody, we'll be fine for items. You always get a few in a match anyway, so it's not too bad. Alright, so let's accept that. This is an ambush convoy in the in a highlands kind of terrain. So we'll have to see how this goes. So I have never done one of these before. I have no idea what it's going to be like, but I'm assuming a little convoy is going to be coming along and we have to just jump on it maybe.
By your command.
Okay, so we're going to head to this planet. We're going to head to Detroit. And as you can see, time is going by now, and in 14 days we'll pay our mercs again, and we'll be very low on finances at that point. So I'm not too familiar or aware of the lore in this game, but it's actually quite cool in terms of like how space travel works. They dock on these kind of things after a few days, then these jet off at faster than light to other systems and things like that. It's actually pretty cool, a little bit unique from what I can remember, what I've seen of other things. And then you just kind of like dismount and then head down toward the planet. And you don't get on the planet right away. This kind of travels into systems, and then you traverse the system before you get there. So it's still
completely out of cash.
Oh, be quiet. So as you can see down here, here's the transit. We went from our jump ship to transit, and now we're heading into orbit. So we'll just click play. We're still waiting, by the way. Here's our list of things that have been done. The Vindicator is going to take 6 days. Republic, which is the name of my character, is out of action. He took a little bit of a head wound. You know, so these things take time. So traveling between different planets actually takes time. It actually matters. So here's our financial report. Bankruptcy is projected, although we will get money when we finish this mission, so it might not be too bad. Our current funds are now 17545. So what we can do is say, you know what? I don't have enough money to really pay you guys fully anymore. I'm going to lower everybody's salaries, and what that does is it reduces morale. And morale is kind of this... It's kind of this currency you can use early on in fights. You can come in with some morale or without and gain it during a fight, and it allows you to do special shots and special abilities. So I'm okay with that for now. We're going to be going in heavy with 4 mechs into this fight. I'm going to wait till they've all healed up. But it does essentially almost half our costs, so we should be able to keep going for a while. We've arrived at Detroit. Commander, are you ready to proceed? Not just yet. We're going to have to wait to heal up, so essentially I'm just going to have to let these days go by until we're fully ready to kind of launch down. Okay, so about a month and a half has actually passed, because I kind of didn't know about how this kind of all worked in the beginning. Honestly, it's not really explained at all in the game, but now that I know about it, I might start a new campaign and be in a better position. But either way, we have extremely low amount of money now. We've 31,000. I mean, Darius starts telling you you're low when you have 500,000, so we're really low now. But if we do this contract right and we don't take too much damage, we can always earn that little bit of extra cash, hopefully have enough time to travel back to the other system that we can do the other mission in. So let's not dilly-dally any further. Everyone's fully healed up and ready to go, so let's launch the contract. So now we need to decide who we're going to take with us, and... Oh, I actually thought I was missing people there for a second. We're going to decide who we want to take with us, so we can just throw everybody back up there for now. And decide what will be best to kind of take in this kind of match. So we've got 4 slots at the moment, 4 mechs, and then you can assign different pilots to different mechs. They don't come with their mechs. Mech pilots are kind of on their own. So what you can actually do is eject a pilot out of a mech, and the pilot will still live, but the mech will be lost if that's the case. So I want to go with, where's our big one? The Blackjack, the BJ. Blackjack there. Republic is going to use that one. And then we'll get a Shadowhawk, the Vindicator, and we'll need one light one. We could either go with the Spider or the Locust. Now the Spider has less firepower, but it has greatly improved movement range. In fact, actually they both have really strong movement range, but this one has a really super strong far jump because of the amount of jump jets it has. So we're going to go with the Spider. And then for the layouts of people, it doesn't really matter. We'll just get Decker can go on the Spider, and then these two, because they have extra abilities, they can go on the Vindicator and the Shadowhawk. So there we go. We're all ready to go. So you can see there's actually a lot going on. So if we just take a look, here's our Blackjack. This is the kind of the firepower, the movement, durability, and then there's all the little different limbs. And the limbs do kind of matter. It's, you know, it's all about, like, if you could target one guy's leg over and over, destroy the armor, and then get him down to the base health and just destroy that, can't walk anymore. So it's It's pretty cool if you can get into a situation like that, or break the arm off. If I lose an arm or a limb, it's so annoying because you have to pay to get it refitted, and it takes a long time. So you're out of action. Your mech is out of action for a while if that happens. So let's not take any longer. Let's just get straight into it and see how this mission goes. Alright, so just to give a quick brief synopsis of what this mission is all about, terrorist strikes against our facilities have increased, and our intel says the Magistracy of Canopus is bankrolling the terrorists and providing logistical support in the form of small arms, explosives, and medical supplies. We need you to intercept the Canopian supply convoy and destroy it before it reaches the terrorists. So then Darius says, Commander, this smells political, and that makes me nervous. I suggest we go in, take the care of the convoy, and get out again without asking too many questions. There's a bonus from the locals if we clean up all the enemy forces, but that's up to you. So our objective is probably, we don't have to, little bonuses to take out extra people, but if we just do these two main objectives, then we complete it. So let's go.
Command interface initiated.
Alright, the Canopian convoy is inbound, Commander. Let's find and intercept the vehicles before they escape the trap, then we'll extract at our designated location. Seems to be over there. Good luck, Commander. Olivia out. So interestingly, actually intercept the convoy and stop it from escaping. That's actually the escape point. So things are really foggy right now, but it looks like they have to go along this road. Intercept the convoy. So it looks like maybe it's all going to kick off around these crossroads. This is all just fog of war at the moment. It's not actually that cloudy. If we want to have a look at our mechs, we can do so now. They're quite big boys. And girls, I should say. So those are our 4 mechs. Like I said, this is the Spider. This is a good little scout. Very mobile, very nimble, very small. And then the rest, I'm still getting a little bit, familiar with what the differences are between these different things. But I've equipped most of them to have different weapons and things like that. I think one of them, I've got a flamethrower on him.
Receiving you. I hear ya.
Yeah, this one. So I've got a flamethrower weapon. These are the weapons down the bottom right, what they're capable of doing. Flamer, autocannon, medium laser, short-range missile launcher, and a long-range missile launcher. So there's different weapons on all these different mechs that can do different things. They've got different ammo. They've got damage. The lasers don't have an ammo, so it's always good to have some lasers. Alright, so let's get moving. It's obviously a turn-based game, so we're not in any immediate hurry, but let's just get moving now. So we'll kick off with our main crew and just get sprinting out that way.
Yes, Commander.
And we'll get our Spider. Let's do a little fun jump. Get our Spider to head over this way. He can maybe survey up here on the rocks and stuff and see what's going on over that way. But once that's done, we've nothing really else to do, so we'll just end it. And then it goes to the enemy turn. But similar to an XCOM game, for instance, the enemy I don't think will... Oh, they are moving. Actually, I just can't see them. But we don't know where the enemy are. So it can actually take a while for the enemy to do their thing, because they actually play out the animations and move. Alright, it's back to our turn again.
Good to go.
So I want to keep our mechs together. Too many times I'll often run this guy forward, in a different map or whatever. Run him forward, run the scout ahead. He'll encounter the enemy, and the others then become really slow at catching up. Because it then becomes... You can't move all 4 at once. You have to move them one by one. It's like alternating turns between you and the enemy. So you can take a very long time to catch up if you leave it too long. So we're going to play it a little cautious.
Coordinates received.
Good to go.
Let's see, can we jump on that mountain? Oh, we can. That should be a fun jump. And then this is our direction. So after you click where you want to move, then you click your direction. And that's really important to making sure you don't get shot in the rear, and for determining what sides you get shot in. So if you expose your left side, for instance, and that takes all the hits, then that's where your arm falls off and things like that. So we'll have to try and avoid doing that. Always try to face the enemy from the front if possible. Alright, it's the enemy's turn now. We're pretty close to our destination, so they're probably... Maybe they're along this road, coming along this way. I doubt they're coming up... They wouldn't be coming up from behind us. So yeah, they're either coming from this way or they're coming down from this way. Alright, select a unit and get moving. So we'll just head up into the forest.
What's up?
Our target is within sensor range.
Aha, okay, we found them. They're over here. We can still move this guy.
Commander.
Just gonna run down here, see if there's anything going on down there. Good to have a little bit of recon. Okay, cool. So what can we see? Basically, we've got unknown vehicles. Doesn't seem like they've got any mechs. I hope we do get to see some mech-to-mech combat, because that's what the game's kind of all about. But in the early stages of this campaign, you do fight a lot of turrets and vehicles, not too many mechs. You do fight some in the first mission, but it's really story heavy, so I wouldn't want to spoil that. Okay, so it's still Decker's go. My bad. Let's just end that, and then it should be the enemy's turn. Alright, we're ready to... We're still able to move our guys. Okay, cool. So if they're going to be following along this road, maybe we'll see if we can get some shots off on the ones in the back. I don't know if those guys will hit us. One thing that's kind of annoying is it's hard to tell line of sight. You kind of actually have to move your camera. It's not as simple as like XCOM, where it kind of tells you in a grid whether or not you're visible or not. It does do some things to help you, but when you have unknown targets like this, it can be hard to really figure it out. This person has the flamethrower actually, so we're not going to use them. We're going to use the long-range laser, which is this.
Heading out.
Now, being in a forest does provide cover. It provides a little bit of evasion, and it also, but it also slows down your movement. So you got to worry about the terrain quite heavily as well. And evasion kind of goes up every time you do a maneuver. If you move somewhere, you kind of get an evasion bonus because you're recently moving. If you stay still for too long, you lose that evasion, and you become more susceptible to getting hit. So there's a lot of little rules going on, which is quite cool. So we haven't come into full range of anyone yet, so we can't attack. But now the turns have shifted into what are known as the battle phases, I guess. So we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 phases. In each phase, you have a go and the AI have a go. Now there's a number here, 3. So battle phase means that battle phase 3 just right now means these two people are able to enact in phase 3, or able to act in phase 3. So I have to decide who I want to choose. I could choose Blackjack BJ1, or I could choose Shadowhawk. And after I move them, then it's going to alternate to the enemy's turn, and it'll move to phase 2. And phase 2 will then become... This will become number 2. So they'll move to phase 2 or whatever. It's kind of awkward. It's kind of weird to explain, but it makes sense after you play around with it for a little while. It basically just means that certain people can move in certain phases, and if you don't move them, they shift to the next phase. And they have different cooldowns for how often they can move. Okay, so we're going to move Republic, who's a little bit further back. Wanted to get eyes out here for if anything comes out of the forest at me. And then we can just go into kind of a defensive bracing stance, which entrenches them, just increases your kind of defensive bonus. Alright, enemy's moving. Has to be in range now. Oh, he's like on the cusp of the... Alright, the only other person we can move now is Glitch. Ah, actually, sorry, we're still in phase 3, so it doesn't kick over the phase until everyone in that phase is active. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, hopefully I didn't confuse you guys too much with that. I'm going to keep these guys in the forest. It looks like there's a little pathway up here. Let's see how that goes. I'm just going to bracing stance now as well. Okay, enemy turn. So I can see 4 tanks, it seems, like tanks, and another one here. Although they could be artillery vehicles as well, which you can fire on you from pretty far away. Yeah, they're definitely heading along that road. We need to probably send people up here. I worry I'm a little bit too focused on this forest. But maybe we can push it from their side. Hitting them in the sides would be amazing, so.
Ready for orders.
Let's sprint. We can sprint all the way up into this forest. We're going to take the road just so we don't reveal ourselves too much.
Roger that.
Oh, actually saw him there for a sec, but he's out of our ranges, out of our sensor range now. So he got an evasive bonus from sprinting. Alright, it's back to our turn again. So these guys are in the forest. These guys are reachable. We can definitely reach them now. So let's do it, I think. Oh yeah, we can. Okay, cool. We've got eyes on them, finally. So what we want to do is just attack this guy. It's a galleon here, so it's basically a tank in the woods. And then there's another one here. And then there seems to be an unknown mech behind. So we do have another mech to fight. And extra tanks and things like that. Heavier tanks, it looks like, down here. Okay. Well, let's take our first shot. So it's full frontal combat. So we're going to be hitting the front of their Is that the front? It looks like the back almost. Hard to tell. Oh no, it's the front because this is the gun. The gun is facing forward, so we're going to hit the front. And then you can just go fire. These are the weapons that I want to fire. Now, if I have all my weapons turned on, this like heat level rises. And if that heat level hits all the way up, I'll start to take damage. So you can kind of throttle the amount you want. If you have a really aggressive player and you're out really close to combat, you want to keep fighting, it basically just means that you have to pull back every now and then, or you have to decide, you know what, I'm not going to fire all my weapons at once, so I'll choose which ones I need to fire, and kind of adds to the tactical element as well. So let's fire. Oh, boom, that was really easy. I think we got a lucky hit there because it said structure exposed straight away. So we just shattered its front plate armor and then just like hit that inside core and just completely destroyed it with that shot. Now this game also has the kind of action camera where if you do an attack, it'll try to do that kind of action camera. I think it's actually really bad. Personally, I think it just, half the time it just really doesn't even show you who's shooting you or what you're shooting at. So I've disabled it. You can disable it. You can actually adjust the frequency of it as well, which is nice. So we took out that guy. We do have a mech and a tank coming this way, but I don't want the convoys getting ahead of me. So we'll sit out in the woods here. And we'll take a shot into the sides of these tanks if we can. Looks like we can just about see their sides. Now what we can do with glitch here is we've got a precision strike, which will cost some of that morale we were talking about earlier, and vigilance. So we can, vigilance is kind of just like being extra entrenched, and then this is a specific targeting of a body part or limb. I don't think we really need to do that against little tanks, so we're okay. So let's just get firing. Now our flamethrower is grayed out because it's too far away to actually hit anybody. Cool thing with the flamethrower is that heat thing I was talking about. If you hit someone with a flamethrower, their heat goes up a lot. So it's good for mech to mech combat. But it's a close range weapon only. There's another ability called multi-target. So if we felt like we're going to put too much fire on this and we wanted to hit both targets, well actually we can't. Our line of sight is blocked on that guy, but it's not on this guy. So we'll just fire everything we've got onto this guy. Let's go.
Primary target is taking damage. Scratch another target.
Boom. Okay. Pretty easy. Smashed its right side. I think I'm getting good RNG as well right now because it is a bit of a dice roll whether these things will hit or not a lot of the time. So can we see that guy from here? No. But we could see... we could potentially see this dude. So let's stand on the rock. Face that way. And then we've got a large laser. I hope this can reach. Yeah, but it can. A large laser can reach, and so can the long-range missiles. So let's give it a little fire, and we'll hit it right in the front again. Okay, the laser completely missed. But these hit, and we exposed its structure, but we didn't destroy it. If that laser hit, I think it would have. He's got reduced evasion now because we hit him as well, so he has to move, get his evasion back up. Oh, and he just took a shot at us. Absolutely minimal shot there. It's not going to be a problem at all. This is proving to be quite easy. Well, we'll see what kind of mech that is. Maybe that's going to be a little bit more tricky to deal with. Now, we can't move for a while. These guys are all going to get to move and maneuver around me for a while. The only guy I can move now is Decker, and he's the guy in the spider really far out. He's barely got any firepower on him as well, so he's really just a scout. There we go. So these initial shots, they're all being kind of absorbed by armor at the moment. And if we have a look at individual armor slots, we can see it's like 86 out of 90, 68 out of 80. The head hasn't been hit yet. The legs are fine. The right arm, so this kind of middle area is a bit damaged. This arm looks pretty damaged. It's down to half. So if this left arm gets hit again, then essentially it's going to be exposed, and if it gets hit after being exposed, it could break off completely.
Standing by.
Right, so the only guy we can move is Decker because he's in phase 4, and the others are all phase 3. And we could kind of do a little maneuver here. A little risky maneuver, but we could try it all the same. We're going to go right into try to get close to these guys and hit them in the side.
Jumping.
And we can only hit one, though. Boom. So he's extra evasive now, which is good. And we still have an attack left. So let's go for this guy, the Galleon. We're going to, as you can see, the red lines, we're going to be hitting its left side completely. So that armor is much weaker on that left side. its hit points are like way lower. It's let's see. So it's got 41 at the front, 37 on the sides, 41 at the rear.
Copy.
It was okay. We actually damaged its internals a little bit from just penetrating that left side, but not too much. So like you can see, that mech is just way weaker than those other ones. We've taken a direct laser hit from some sort of mech in the distance there. That was a heavy hit, yeah. Okay, now that guy can't move again now for a long time. So it's a little risk. That's why it was risky leaving him out there. But I was hoping that we'd just be able to insta-kill one of these guys. He's taking a lot of damage, but we're going to be hitting him now from this side, which means he's got full armor again, essentially, for this guy. And then we've also got this mech at the back to worry about. What we could do is actually fall back on that side if we wanted to. But I think we'll just go around here. Just aim forward, just so that they're not going to be surrounding me.
On my way.
All right, let's fire into this guy again. Oh, it looks like behind him is actually a striker, which is a sort of a long-range missile craft, an artillery craft, whereas this is more of this is just a tank. So let's just, I think you can do something called a precision strike. So if I wanted to hit that front armor, his front armor is actually the thing that's beat the most, which is great. I thought it would have hit his side more, but his side has barely touched at all. It all hit the front. So that was just, I guess it's a little RNG in terms of where, like, so this mech hit him all here, but it must have just hit his front plates a bit more rather than any of the side. So let's see how this goes. I don't think I can target. No, yeah, it's just like that. There we go. Probably overkill firing all those weapons. I could have conserved some ammo by not firing all that, but he's dead now anyway. All right, another tank moving up. Structure is exposed on this guy. That's not good. That means his right arm is a direct hit, and that arm will just fall straight off. Obviously, if his arm falls off, he's got one less weapon. Not as well as the fact that I'm very low on money in the campaign, so I can't just like refit him too easily. Okay, I'm gonna do a jump over here. Take some shots at these guys because I want to get the pressure off. I want to get as much pressure off the spider as possible. So we're gonna do a little jump. Face this way just in case these guys want to come around and face me. And we're going to do, we can't do a multi-target hit with the behemoth. We can do bulwark, which is just a, oh no, that's a passive. Okay, so let's go striker and galleon. Let's take out that striker because that can hit anyone from anywhere. And this tank is already fired, so this one's more of a priority.
Engaging with target.
Wow, this one could take a lot more hits. Galleons are rolling forward. We should get visuals on that mech soon now. A little bit less evasion. We need to move BJ1. Okay. Gonna move him. See, the interesting thing is as well, if you move a certain direction, you can't do a full 360 turn. You can only do about maybe a 180 or a 270. So you gotta also think, if I want to fall back, I can't turn to fight if I don't do it correctly. Here we can turn to fight, 'cause it's pretty close. So there we go. That's why jumps are pretty good. Jumps are really flexible because you can just rotate in air pretty easily. So this galleon is super low on health, so let's go for that. Little pretty easy shot. Oh shit, he's not in line of sight. My bad. We can only hit the further out one. Yeah, this guy's just not in line of sight. Okay, do we want to fire everything? Yeah, my heat level is pretty low, so let's do that. Boom, took out another striker. That's good. They're long range, that's good.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Enemy turn. We're cracking through these guys. A little bit worried about this guy taking damage up here, but apart from that, we're absolutely molesting them. The evasion's gone down now. If someone tries to hit him again, he's definitely going to get hit. Alright, so only Decker can move now. So, if I recall correctly, this striker is pretty damaged.
Good to go.
Let's go there. So this is what we can see. Its right side has no armor. At all. So what we could do is jump. Maybe... I know what we could do. I know, but much better tactic. Let's go move. I want to do a melee attack. So I feel like you have to click him, but... Oh, there we... I don't know how to say go from here. Oh, there we go. Go from there. So that's going to be a melee attack. Let's see if this works.
Confirmed.
We're pretty light mech, but he's damaged, so I'm hoping this will work out. Okay. That wasn't very good at all, actually. Okay, that was pretty stupid. So essentially, I didn't want to turn my back by firing on his weak side, so I thought maybe I could just kick him and he'd blow up, but he didn't have any internal damage, so there was no need to do that. Oh well, though. That's how you learn. Experiment. But at least we're facing forward now.
I hear ya.
So glitch. We don't have to move glitch. We can move someone else if we wanted to, but kind of want to use. Actually, yeah, we'll use Vindicator to take a shot on this striker over here. So let's go into attack. Are you kidding me? We can't see. Oh, he's not in our kind of arc. That's okay. We can arc ourselves just a little bit more to the right, just to make sure we have sight on him. And then go for it. Go for the shot. Gonna turn off the long-range missile rocket launcher. I don't think we need that. There we go. We didn't even need the medium lasers. The large laser did it all.
Reporting. One less vehicle.
Alright. So another cool aspect of this game is there is multiplayer. And I'm guessing that is purely mech versus mech combat. And you do outfit your mechs with a different color and a different name. And you can go into the combat with them. So I'm guessing... I haven't played it yet. But it seems like you can probably take like squads of 4, and that's like, that would be really interesting. These fights are fun and cool. It makes sense in the context of the campaign. But obviously mech to mech combat, which is what we've got over here. What is this guy? Oh wow, he's actually a slightly bigger mech than I would have expected. So for the difficulty of this mission, so he's actually kind of big. He's a big boy. So we might want to take a shot at him. We could precision strike maybe his leg or something. Our blackjack's left leg is pretty damaged. So what I can actually do to kind of mitigate that is I'm going to rotate myself to face my left leg away. Hopefully then we'll never lose his left leg. Just like that. So a little bit of a lower chance of that left leg getting hit. And then go precision strike on this guy, and I'm going to go for his... I'm going to go for his left leg, which is probably more exposed. And let's go fire. Awesome, we did. We penetrated it. Oh, his leg fucked up. Left leg destroyed. Knockdown. There we go. Took him down. Now he's not out. He's still alive. And I don't know if he can stand with one leg. I'm assuming he can, but I don't know. The thing is, we did turn ourselves to the left. We definitely expose our right to a lot more hits. So that's kind of interesting. Alright. So we've got this tank here. Or we could try to beat the crap out of this guy while he's down. While he's basically half submerged in the ground. Tricky, I don't know. I don't know which one to go for. I guess we'll just take out this tank. If we can. So trying not to expose my left too much. We could do a multi-shot. Might hit both. Nah, we'll just fire everything we have on that. This guy has to stand up before he can fire as well, I think. So we've got a while before he's going to be a problem. There we go. Morale is now completely full. Awesome, so we took out everything, but we haven't killed everything yet, which is like kind of our extra objective. So we could evac right now, but there's 2 enemies left that we want to take out, and we'll get an extra bonus. So it's Decker's go. Let's get Decker to do a big old fat jump and just lay into this guy's left leg if you can. His left leg actually, it said left leg lost, I thought. It doesn't look like it's actually fallen off. It's just, maybe it just doesn't work anymore. Okay, so let's go attack. Attack this guy. I don't even think we can fire into that leg, but we can fire here into his torso, which is just kind of more exposed now. Alright. It's obviously a bit glitched out. He's buried in the ground there, but lasering him while he's down. And then we've got the last tank moving up on us now. Really laying into my right arm there. Almost, that arm is almost fallen off. So you can see while I was like, oh, I don't want to lose my left leg, I definitely exposed my right arm by turning like that. But we can use Republic now and just turn him and avoid having this problem again. So let's go like, let's just be a badass and run straight up and murder this galleon. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. I wanted to run up on it instead of turn. But oh well. It's fine. Just take it out. Whew, for a second there I thought we didn't have it. If he took another shot at me, I'd lose a limb. That would cost a lot of money. So for reference, it's probably like 20 to 30 grand to get a new limb placed on. And it just takes a long time. And we are literally like, I don't know. If we had to pay an extra 30 grand, we probably wouldn't win. Probably lose the game. So let's just roll up on this dude and just basically rape him while he's vulnerable. While he's lying down on the ground. I don't know what that caution symbol means that's just below his name. Guessing it means like he can't get up or he's stunned or something. I've never seen this before where they just can't move. Normally they stand back up after a turn or so. Let's do a precision shot because our morale is so high. Straight into his center torso, which is exposed.
Special delivery!
There we go. You've eliminated the Guardians. Continue and clear the area. Let's get out of this political entanglement quickly. So pilot was completely killed. Or incapacitated. Okay, no need to get to the LZ. Done. Boom. There we go. Pretty easy. Not too difficult. Obviously, it's very early on in the game. But hopefully you get to see some of the mechanics at play there. You know, that you can imagine, at least with having like a situation of 5v5 mechs, it becomes super tactical. How you face them, what weapons you use, using that flame weapon to increase their heat, retreating when you have gotten hot and needing to cool down. Depending on the different biomes, like if you're in an Arctic planet, it doesn't get as hot as fast. It's kind of cool. So I think the gameplay is super, super strong. The only negatives I kind of have in the game so far is just, I don't know, the aesthetic quality of the game is pretty low in my opinion. Like graphically, I don't think it looks that good. I think the mechs look great, and the terrain is pretty big, but generally speaking, it doesn't look very impressive. But there's one other thing to show you guys, and that is the kind of RPG elements of the game. So here we go. We got our 178 grand. Our reputation has been earned with this, I don't know, this faction. I'm still kind of learning this kind of stuff. So it didn't change for these two, it seems, but it went up for the Mercenary Review Board. I don't know what that is. Oh, I think I do. Okay, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so there's different factions that you can align yourself with, I think. The Mercenary Review Board is where we got that mission from. But we can take external contracts, and I think that's what will come from these guys. So it's kind of like they're not reviewed by the Mercenary Review Board. They're kind of like contracts you shouldn't take. And you can do it for like, it's a bit more risk reward. They could backfire on you. They can not pay you and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. So this is what we got. We got everybody was uninjured. That's amazing. But there's some damage for the Blackjacks because you can also injure a pilot where they're out of action for a while. And that's what Republic was a little while ago. He was out of action for 6 days as well as his mech. So this is really good. We didn't lose any weapons. Good job, team. We got a small laser, an SRM-6. So that's a short-range missile launcher that fires 6 at one go. That's pretty cool. All right, there we go. All right, so just really quickly before we get into this is a maybe slightly spoilery. It's a little bit of the campaign. And the reason I wanted to show this just really quickly is because this is where the RPG elements kind of come in. You've got different characters in your ship and you can talk to them and you've got different options. And at the beginning of the game, you choose your backstory, your origin story, and that kind of defines your character and some of your traits in battle, as well as some of the answers and responses that you can give. So, alright everybody, gather round. After our last talk, I bit the bullet and started fishing around for the uncertified contracts, and I might have caught us something. And then we've got this other person, like, who's the client? And these are like some of the options you can do. So it's like, unknown, she didn't ID herself in the message, but she claims to be a member of the Canopian elite. She says that she got a big job lined up and she wants us for it. Us specifically. She called the commander out by name. Alright, we're going to leave it there. I just wanted to show you that as a final thing, that there is like an RPG kind of story going on in the background. There's like political machinations running on in the background as well. I don't want to spoil it, but it's quite cool. Seems to have a little bit of depth to it. I don't know how long this campaign is, and that's obviously what the review will be before. This is just kind of an early impression. So my early impression so far is the combat's super fun. It seems very tactical. There's a lot going on with the mechs and how you build them, how you upgrade them yourself, and then how it all plays out in a fight. And then there's this extra stuff with the characters, which I'm not too big a fan on, this kind of RPG aspect in this type of game. But I haven't had that much time with it yet. It's just initially I'm like, I don't know if I need that. But right now it seems to be playing pretty well. It's pretty cool. So yeah, that's BattleTech. So the game comes out on April 24th. I'll probably have a CD Keys link to it if you want to check it out on CD Keys. It's discounted by like 30% there at the moment. If you hit my link up, then I get a little kickback, so I appreciate that. It's no extra cost to you. And but I would always recommend waiting for the review before you know if it's a good game or not. At the moment, I do think it's pretty good, but I'm pretty early on to say much more than that. All right, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.